Today we're hopping into a nice little Superflex tight end premium rookie mock draft on Sleeper. Going to be like 5 rounds. Going to have 11 of the guys from the Discord in there. It's going to be a good time. Just want to sit down, talk about some of the rookie landing spots, just get a nice little overview of what has happened since the NFL draft to now. Now, before we get into this video, make sure you go down below, leave a like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. It really helps us grow. We're almost at 800 subscribers at this point in time. I really appreciate all the support you guys are giving me. And without further ado, before I ramble any longer, let's go. All right, fellas, the draft is filled. We got 12 of the guys from the Discord, homegrown talent. This guy probably goes Trevor Lawrence. But I figured it'd be nice to hop into one of these things. You know, we just had the NFL draft. I haven't had like an official rookie mock where I've gone in here, talked about the rookies, talked about the new landing spots, just kind of giving my overall feel of things. Now, let's see. This guy, is he going to go Trey Lance, Justin Fields, Jamar Chase? I know a lot of you guys, if you follow me on Twitter, you know I feel very strongly about Justin Fields over Trey Lance, and I'm going to make a video on that sometime soon. I'm going to go over why Justin Fields is my 102, but this is easy for me. I think it doesn't matter what your team needs are. If you're at the 103 and Justin Fields is on the clock, you have to push the button on Justin Fields. He's a guy I would take at like the back end of the second round of a startup. So you got Fields. I don't really understand the whole thing about Fields. I'll go off the top of my head a little bit about the Fields thing, but it makes no sense. I get that Trey Lance is great, but Justin Fields is a better prospect, and I'm not going to factor in landing spot the same way people are. Last year, you could have said Joe Burrow goes to a shitty landing spot. There's no receivers there. He's out there with a rookie wide receiver. There's not much going on. Same thing with Joe Burrow. Did I say that? Or Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow were both in a spot last year that was shitty. You know, bad. Justin Herbert had literally the worst O-line ever. Anthony Lynn's a bad coach. The whole situation was literally just Keenan Allen. Austin Eckler was hurt the whole time, and he overcame. He just became a dog. It doesn't really matter in those offenses. Same thing with Joe Burrow. He just became a dog. If you're a great player, you will perform. I don't care about the Kyle Shanahan thing. Outside of 1 year of Matt Ryan and 1 year of Robert Griffin III, there has been nothing too crazy from Kyle Shanahan, the quarterbacks that he's had in his system, and I'm not the one to buy into that. I also will say Trey Lance, okay, his rushing upside is there. So is Justin Fields. Same thing with the situation. He has Deebo Samuel, Ayuk, and Kittle. I don't think that Allen Robinson, David Montgomery, Cole Kmet, and Darnell Mooney is that much worse. And Justin Fields is a guy who is a legit quarterback prospect. This guy was number one in the nation ahead of Trevor Lawrence on a couple of these websites like Rivals, 24/7, all that kind of stuff. He has that pedigree. He also had a better PFF score in his sophomore and senior season than Trevor Lawrence. He is a beautiful prospect. I don't care where he went in the draft. Players slide all the time. Mahomes slid, Deshaun Watson slid, Lamar Jackson slid. I don't care that he went 11th overall. That's still early enough that it's not a huge deal. And I'm not scared of Andy Dalton. I think that Andy Dalton is going to probably start less games than Jimmy Garoppolo if I had to guess right now. But let's get right back to this. Jamar Chase at the 104. I don't mind that. ETN. Pitts. I love ETN there. I will say, though, as much as I say like ETN over Najee Harris, I would take ETN here, but I would take Najee Harris at the 105. So him going at the 108 for Jags is really good, is a really good value there. Just because Najee Harris, he's going to get the volume. He has that size. He had like 40-something catches in his last year. So that's at the 108, you're getting someone that's going to be a workhorse back. I would take Najee Harris probably here. Then I would start thinking about Pitts and Wilson. Mac Jones at the 109. Personally, when we're talking about Mac Jones, I hope I'm in the camera the right way. I think so. I think I got this all lined up. But I'm not a big Mac Jones in the first round guy. And I know it seems like the only argument to take Mac Jones in the first round is that he was a first round quarterback. So it just seems like it's principle to take him there. But I think you could have said that about Dwayne Haskins. You could have said that about Paxton Lynch. You could have said that about Jordan Love. And to me, that's kind of prospect Mac Jones is. And he doesn't have upside. He doesn't have like Jalen Hurts type upside where he has all this rushing ability. He has negative rushing ability. He averaged like negative yards rushing per game in college. So I'm personally not interested in Mac Jones, especially before Javonte Williams. I think that if you look at the screen, right, take out Mac Jones, these first 9 picks, beautiful. That's what you want. If you're in a Superflex draft, I'm probably going to come out with a video on like rookie draft strategy. But if you are in a Superflex draft, you want to be in those top 9 picks. You want a shot at the 3 running backs, Pitts, Chase, and the 4 quarterbacks. That is the gold mine of this draft. The rest of everything, from 110 to like 206, there's not a huge difference for me. So at that point, if I'm at the 110 in a draft and those 9 go off the board, I'm peacing. I'm out. Someone else can take a Waddle. Someone else can take a Devonta Smith, because I don't think the difference between a Devonta Smith and a Waddle is that much off from a Terrace Marshall and Elijah Moore. I don't think it's that much of a difference. Same thing with like a Trey Sermon. All of those guys fit in that same range. So instead of reaching for one at the top end of the first, I'll trade back. That's what I did in one of my leagues. It was 1 QB. So it's like, so similar spot. I'm at the 106, right? So take out the 4 QBs. Chase, ETN, Pitts, Najee Harris, and Javonte Williams go off. I'm at the 106. I'm fielding offers. Then I eventually get 106 and Foster Moreau. I send that over for T. Higgins and OJ Howard. And I'll take that. I'll take T. Higgins over any of those receivers. He has that alpha profile. He's going to be with Joe Burrow. And I love that spot that he's in. And I forgot, this isn't Snake, which I think is dumb, but it seems like most people that do rookie mock drafts, they do it linear. So why not go linear? And I get the argument that these drafts are linear, but because we're just mock drafting, why give me that advantage? I don't know. So now we're in a spot of that draft: Bateman, Devonta Smith, Jalen Waddle. I would think about Trey Sermon here if I'm a team that's very good, aiming for upside. But I probably eye down Terrace Marshall at this 203 spot, because he's my wide receiver. After Bateman, he's my wide receiver 3, and that's because you guys know I love my alpha receivers. And if we're in the second round, I give you guys full permission. Once you're outside of the first round, that's why I don't hate Trey Sermon outside of the first round. I don't mind Trey Sermon, and I don't mind Terrace Marshall, because they have the highest upside out of any of these guys. If you want to look at like Rondale Moore, Kadarius Toney, Elijah Moore, they're all beta wide receivers, even though some of them are dynamic betas. That's not an archetype that can go crazy unless they hit like that Tyreek Hill whatever ceiling. But a guy like Terrace Marshall is much more likely to hit his ceiling of whether that's Chris Godwin, Juju Smith-Schuster, Amari Cooper kind of thing. A lot of those wide receivers, there's been multiple for years and years and years, whereas Tyreek Hill and Antonio Brown or any type of beta wide receiver, few and far between in terms of like wide receiver 1 production. That's how you get yourself into Paris Campbell's, into Christian Kirk's, and I love those players, or Andy Isabello's, but those undersized guys, they hold no value long term. So that's why I don't mind going Trey Sermon, and I don't mind going Terrace Marshall. We will go Terrace Marshall though, just because I like him better. I think a lot of people are getting crazy for Trey Sermon. He only got 3rd round draft capital. It doesn't mean he's going to be the starter on day 1. I think that Jeff Wilson and Raheem Mostert probably take the bulk of the carries, and the 49ers, they are one of those teams where they don't ever just anoint one guy the main bell cow. And I guess that could make sense because they've never had a guy like that, but I don't think Trey Sermon is a good enough, like if they went with like an ETN in the first or second round, or like a Javonte Williams, fine, then they have like that talent to be the main guy. But I don't think Trey Sermon's good enough to just demand that Kyle Shanahan just put Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson, JaMychal Hasty to the side and never use them. It's gonna be a running back committee for at least the first half of the season, and then you're betting that Trey Sermon is that good. And I personally didn't see it. I don't see that he is that great of a running back. He's not bad, but I think 3rd round's about where he should go, and he doesn't have that insane upside of like an Antonio Gibson. He's probably more Keyshawn Vaughn, Zach Moss, and he has Antonio Gibson, but that's from me. And I'll say the same thing about Michael Carter. Guys, there is no world where Michael Carter should be getting drafted over Trey Sermon. And I get that you can make the case that Michael Carter has less competition, but it doesn't matter. Like, landing spot shouldn't overtake draft capital. Day 2 draft capital for a running back is massive. It means way more than landing spot for running backs. Like that, the difference between a 3rd round and a 4th round running back in terms of hit rate is insane. And I wish I had that chart on me, but I don't. Shout out PA Howdy has it somewhere. I'll find it right now while the draft is going on. But this is a big thing that I think a lot of people overlook. I have been hearing the Michael Carter over Trey Sermon thing, just because Michael Carter has less competition. I should have like a copy of PA Howdy. Yes, sir. But it's right here. I'll show you guys. Like the hit rates don't add up forever. Like, it should, when you look at prospects, it should be like day 1, day 2, day 3. And then from there, you kind of do what you want. But let's look at these running backs. And obviously, there's certain running backs you can lift up and down across things. Draft capital hit rates. So if we go to running backs, hopefully I'm not on the clock. Okay, we're chilling. We go to running backs, which is right here. So running backs in the 3rd round. You see, running backs in the 3rd round, 48.5% of them hit top 24. If you go to 4th, it's only 20%. That's like the highest drop off in this whole thing. is from third round to fourth round. You see 88, 54. The difference between second round and third round, not big, right? So you have day 1, then you have day 2 in here, and then you have day 3, which is scary. So I know Michael Carter comes in the situation. You have the floor offense. Tevin Coleman, you're not scared of him. But running backs in the fourth round, comparing one against a third rounder would be tough. You would have to have a super superior prospect, and I don't think Michael Carter fits that role. That's why Michael Carter, I have him below Trey Sermon, and I have him like around here in drafts. So yeah, so not to rip Jeremy a new one, but I wouldn't go Michael Carter over Sermon, and I especially wouldn't go Michael Carter over any of these receivers until you get to like Amon-Ra St. Brown. And then, okay, so we go Trey Sermon, Elijah Moore, love Elijah Moore, love Rondale Moore. Now, Amon-Ra St. Brown, I can't defend taking him at the 207 because the same thing with wide receivers. Let's look at wide receivers. The biggest drop-offs are between the days. So day 1, so honestly, first round and second round doesn't have a huge drop-off between like top 24, and there's a little bit of a drop-off, but then again, round 3 to round 4 is a killer, guys. That day 3 draft capital, it hurts. Even though round 3 to round 4 doesn't seem like a big hit, that's top 24, you're going down 50%. Top 12, you're going down 75% for a top 12 finish. So this, like 12 to 3%, 21 to 9, it's really bad. So I'm not taking a swing on Amon-Ra St. Brown until all of the day 2 wide receivers are gone, besides like a Dwayne Eskridge, like prospects that aren't that great. Because I know Amon-Ra, he has that alpha skill set and he's good, but I'm not taking him over Kadarius Toney. Say what you want about Kadarius Toney, I don't love him as a prospect. But Kadarius Toney, he got first round draft capital, boys, and that's, you have to adjust for that. I'm not saying take him here, but I'm saying definitely take him over Amon-Ra St. Brown. Probably the 207s right around where I'd take him. I would take him after these 2 RBs, all of these wide receivers, but I would take him here. So I don't really fault Chags for doing it, because it seems like Kadarius Toney by a lot of people is like a sucker pick, especially in like the analytics space, which I would like consider I'm kind of injected inside of. Pause. But it's not a bad pick. If you just like based off of draft capital alone, like especially with a guy like Brandon Ayuk last year, Brandon Ayuk across like every analytics measure was like kind of trash, if you ask me. Like not a great analytical profile, and he did have. I think he was a late declare, so he came out as a senior. I could be wrong. I think that he came out as a senior and was a junior college transfer, which is like never a great sign. But he played well. And then we have Amari Rodgers. Who else is on the board? Yeah, with like Amari Rodgers, I probably still go Diami Brown, Pat Freiermuth, Nico Collins over a guy like Amari Rodgers. But then after that, I say why not on Amari Rodgers? Amari Rodgers has that, like I said, that dynamic beta build, which you guys haven't seen. I have a video. Maybe I'll put it up in the top left or right. But I came out with a video where like alpha wide receivers, obviously you want them, and then beta wide receivers. What beta wide receivers have the most upside? And it's dynamic beta. So it's the guys that take kick returns, punt returns, take rushing out of the backfield. Are those bigger slot receivers? Amari Rodgers fits that mold. I think so does Dwayne Eskridge. Dwayne Eskridge fits that role. Amari Rodgers fits the role. Kadarius Toney fits that. Elijah Moore does, and Jalen Waddle does in terms of those wide receivers. But I don't mind targeting Amari Rodgers, especially if Aaron Rodgers stays. It really just comes down to what's going on with Aaron Rodgers. And a little part of me kind of hopes that he just decides to host Jeopardy forever. Damn. And right after I was shitting on Jeremy Schobert, or Jeremy whatever, he snipes me. I wanted Nico Collins there. Nico Collins, dude, anywhere after that, like 207, 208, Nico Collins is the best pick to make because he could be this year's Chase Claypool. He is the only player with day 2 draft capital not named Terrace Marshall that is an alpha. So he has that upside. But now we're in a really tough spot here, fellas. Now we are in a really tough spot here. It just feels like this is a huge tier break at this point. I'd say probably Kenneth Gainwell. I don't like I can't tell if I'm missing. I can't tell if I'm missing players. Like if there's somebody that's like really snuffed down there. I don't have my rankings out on me right now. Man. Yeah, who knows? There could be something like super tucked in down there, but we'll go Kenny Gainwell. Kenny Gainwell, why not? There's no running backs out there with like good draft capital at this point in time, besides the 4th round guys. But I'd still take a Gainwell over the 4th round guys, because once you get to day 3, I don't think it matters that much if you ask me. Like, see, look at the difference between so round 3 and round 4, right? Round 3 has that 48% top 24 hit rate. Round 4 has 20%. Round 5 has 19%. So the difference there, Kenny Gainwell being a 5th rounder and Michael Carter being a 4th rounder, Michael Carter, in terms of like his probability to hit, he's closer to a Kenny Gainwell than he is to a Trey Sermon. And I think that that's kind of what's being overlooked, just because he doesn't have anybody to compete with in that offense. Because Michael Carter, yes, he's going to be in line for touches and whatever. The thing that we have to kind of realize with Kenny Gainwell, though, the thing that we have to realize with Michael Carter is what his ceiling looks like. Even if he gets all that work in year 1, what he looks like down the line that you're using an early 2nd round pick on over guys like Trey Sermon, Terrace Marshall, Elijah Moore. Like, Michael Carter's ceiling is tough. Like, his absolute ceiling would be prime Devonta Freeman, because you have to look super far for unathletic, short and small wide receivers, or short and thick running backs. I mean, it's a murky spot. If you like, it's him, Giovanni Bernard, James White, Tariq Cohen. I'm trying to think of what else, but you know what I mean? He doesn't have that crazy build. Whereas like I think a Kenny Gainwell has kind of like an Austin Eckler kind of build, is what I would say. Trey Sermon has like a Damian Harris, like maybe kind of like I don't know. He just has, I don't really love his build either, but because of the 3rd round draft capital, you just have to kind of buy in. Kellen Mond goes here. Kellen Mond, I don't mind taking Kellen Mond anywhere in the 3rd round. The only problem I have with Kellen Mond is that he went 3rd. He was like a 3rd round quarterback, and that's never like, I don't know. Quarterbacks are weird for me. For me, and so I get a Superflex, but like once you're not drafted in like the top 50 picks, your probability of ever being anything in the NFL is like so very low. But Kellen Mond, I can get behind Kellen Mond just because of the rushing upside, is what I'll say. The rushing upside is there with Kellen Mond. It's very real. Then we go Chuba Hubbard. I love Chuba Hubbard at the 305. I think I have Gainwell. I definitely have Gainwell ahead of him, but I love Chuba Hubbard anywhere in the 3rd round, just because Chuba has a perfect skill set for what you want from him. He has that all-purpose skill set. He looks like not Mike Davis, because he doesn't look like Mike Davis. Isn't a tall north-south type of guy. But yeah, Tevin Coleman's like a perfect comparable for him. 4.56, super productive in his 2nd year of college. He's a guy that at any point in time, if McCaffrey got hurt, which we've seen that McCaffrey's not Superman. He went down last year. If he goes down, Chuba Hubbard steps right in there and would be a top 15, top 18 option. Kind of reminds me of like like when James Conner filled in for Le'Veon Bell, when Chase Edmonds had those weeks when David Johnson went down when he was younger. So Chuba Hubbard's a guy I really like. If he had gotten like 2nd or 3rd round draft capital, he'd be a guy going like right around. He'd be right around this Trey Sermon, Michael Carter area. He's that kind of prospect. Same thing with Kenny Gainwell. And those are the running backs you want to target. You want those running backs that have the talent in just bad situation. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is draft capital. And at the end of the day, Chuba Hubbard and Michael Carter got the same 4th round draft capital, and you're getting Chuba Hubbard a round and a half later. And he has better comps in his range of outcomes. Elijah Mitchell, another one. I really do like Elijah Mitchell's profile. I wish I talked about him on the channel, but he has I don't know what I would even really comp him to. Oh, did not mean to go to Devy leagues. But yeah, I wanted to peep Elijah Mitchell real quick. The Elijah Mitchell pick is confusing, because if they took Trey Sermon, it's just like, what the fuck are you doing? Wow, I love the Jerick McKinnon comp. That sounds about right. But look at this, just like 4'4", 5'10", 201. So he doesn't have like an all-purpose build, but when you're taking a guy in like the 3rd round of a rookie draft, Elijah Mitchell, he's someone that can give you a week here and there. He also kind of has a Austin Eckler type build. If like it wouldn't shock me if he had like 3 weeks last year that were usable. Josh Palmer, Ramondre Stevenson, Des Fitzpatrick. I love Amir Smith-Marset, not this early. Amir Smith-Marset, which is pretty funny. Or no, he doesn't. I was gonna say that he fits the dynamic beta profile, but he's like 6'1", I believe. All right, so now we're on the clock. Daz Newsome, Kyle Trask, Cornell Powell, Tommy Tremble. Dude, people are sleeping on Anthony Schwartz for no reason. I think that Anthony Schwartz is going to be the pick. Yeah, Tutu Atwell and Anthony Schwartz. I have Anthony Schwartz ahead of Tutu Atwell. Ooh, Hunter Long is very interesting as well. Hunter Long in this range is very interesting as well. Huh. Man, I wish I had my rankings on me because I don't. I think that it's very close between Anthony Schwartz and what's his name? I don't know why he's so low, but Hunter Long. Am I an idiot? Yeah, there's Hunter Long. But we'll go Anthony Schwartz. Or will we? Yeah, we'll go Anthony Schwartz. There's no reason you can get Anthony Schwartz in the fourth round of a rookie draft. There's zero reason that should be happening. Look at Anthony Schwartz, fellas. This is a guy who was a third round pick. Third round pick. He has Curtis Samuel in his range of outcomes. I personally think he's more of a Robbie Anderson kind of guy. 4.32 legit track speed. Third round draft capital for a wide receiver, which we know is very good. Third round, much better. Again, if you just put his third round draft capital up against like an Amon-Ra St. Brown's fourth round, which I do have Amon-Ra St. Brown ahead of him. Has Tylan Wallace gone? Okay, he did go. Because if I couldn't get Tylan Wallace, I'd have been pissed. But I don't really understand why Anthony Schwartz would fall to the fourth round of a rookie draft. I don't understand why you're taking guys. You got to remember, draft capital means so much more than anything. Like, I think that Daz Newsom's getting drafted here because he's on Chicago. Same thing with Emir Smith-Marset. He's in Minnesota. But there's no reason. If you're taking Des Fitzpatrick or Josh Palmer, fellas, just hear me out, guys. Des Fitzpatrick and Josh Palmer, neither of them are better prospects, and neither of them have better draft capital than Anthony Schwartz. Anthony Schwartz, he broke out at like age 20, super fast, he's versatile. I mean, I don't really see why. I don't see why you would ever go elsewhere, because maybe you could make the case for Des Fitzpatrick, but like we're talking about a 6th round day 3 guy here. Remember, look at this chart, fellas. Round 3, 21%, 12%. You're still looking at pretty bad hit rates. But when you go to a Cornell Powell, I get that he's on the Chiefs, dude, but you're going from a 21% top 24 hit rate all the way down to 4%. Or even as soon as you get to round 5, you're getting to never going to hit territory. I'm not taking a single wide receiver in rounds 5 through 7 until all of the ones from round 3 and 4 are gone. And I'm not saying the whole time. Like, I do have Amon-Ra St. Brown ahead of Anthony Schwartz, ahead of Dwayne Eskridge, ahead of those guys, because I believe in the talent and I believe in the landing spot, but I'm not reaching multiple rounds in draft capital. It's just not a good idea when you look at this kind of chart here. This whole chart, at PA Howdy on Twitter, really informative guy. Now this is one of my favorite picks, Keen and Wangwu. He's a guy that I don't know if I'm gonna make a solo video for him, but guys, this is somebody that you want right in this range when there's no more bell cow running backs. This is a running back that I don't think people understand. 4th round draft capital, just like a Michael Carter. So when you're passing up on a 20% top 24 hit rate and you're going to go get guys like Kylan Hill, Jamar Jefferson, who else got like really bad draft capital? Khalil Herbert, Jarrett Patterson, Javion Hawkins, who's undrafted. Keenan Wangwu got 4th round draft capital, boys. Early 4th, or like mid to early 4th round draft capital. And this is a guy 6 foot, 210, 4.37, 115.2 speed score. There's not much more you can ask. He's like a perfect, like I guess like Corey Grant kind of makes sense, but like those fast small guys in the receiving game. And the only reason he didn't produce that all in college, like he literally had Antonio Gibson level usage, that's just because he was behind Breece Hall and David Montgomery. That was his college career, David Montgomery and Breece Hall. So you feel bad for the guy. But like he has the perfect build to just come in, step in, and give you a couple weeks here and there, which is like that's all you can really ask from these guys. God, boys, we gotta like come on now. You can't be taking Trey McKitty over Hunter Long feels like a mistake. I mean Trey McKitty got drafted 3rd round, so I take that back. I do think Hunter Long's a much better prospect, but if you got 3rd round draft capital, I can't knock it. So that's not a bad pick, Trey McKitty. Not somebody I'm that interested in, but if you got 3rd round draft capital, that's legit. So now the rest of these guys that are on my radar would be, dude, I think Ronnie Bell is. Am I an idiot? Oh no, I'm thinking of David Bell. I thought that was a Debbie guy for a second. So Seth Williams goes. Seth Williams, like my favorite 4th round pick. He is an alpha with a really good profile. The NFL just doesn't like him. He is somebody that could really become something in the NFL, but Draft capital fucked him over. What are we looking at here? So Hunter Long is the guy that I would like. I really want Hunter Long. I hope that nobody else takes him. Man, if Hunter Long goes here, we're looking at Jared Dokes is an interesting fella. There is nothing at the bottom of this. Wow, Tutu Atwell is still up there. That's a great pick from Will Brantley. Let me tell you. I think Tutu Atwell. Am I an idiot, or did he literally get second round draft capital? Yeah, he literally got drafted in the second round, guys. There's no reason. I get that Tutu Atwell is not a great player. Draft capital matters a lot, though, in this stuff. There's no reason to be taking. Even I'm super high on Seth Williams, and I still like that pick because I think 410 is great value for him regardless for a team no bench. But like undrafted running back Jarrett Patterson, undrafted running back Javian Hawkins, like I'm not rocking with it. Tutu Atwell should be like, I have Tutu Atwell as like a pick like in this mid to late third round. I get that he's small, but at a certain point he has second round draft capital, fellas. And then we're gonna go Hunter Long. Hunter Long shouldn't be falling to the spot in a tight end premium league either. Hunter Long, I don't really care about Mike Gesicki. I never care about landing spot too much, especially when we get this late in the draft. He has a really good profile. Where's his college dominator rating? Yeah, like 69 percentile college dominator rating. He was the offense last year, 57 receptions, 685 and 5. Like he just looks good, man. 4.76, 6'5", 254. He has that size. Third round draft capital. So that's a tight end I'm willing to take a risk on. And who the hell is Ferguson? Is this Riley Ferguson? Did he even get drafted? Who is R. Ferguson? I literally can't find them, fellas. So we got Kylan Granson, fine. Kenny Yeboah, I don't love that for like a rookie draft pick. We are in the 5th round, so we're nitpicking at this point. I don't really care who you take in the 5th round of your rookie draft, to be honest, because it doesn't really matter. You can make the case that like a 5th round is kind of dumb, but why not? Kenny Yeboah, though, I'm really excited for with the Jets. I will say I'm like a Chris Herndon truther for the Jets, but Kenny Yeboah is a guy that I thought I had him in the same tier as Trey McKitty pre-draft. I thought that he was going to go like 3rd to 5th round, Kenny Yeboah, and the Jets get him as an undrafted free agent, and we have no one behind Chris Herndon. Love that from Joe Douglas. Let me see Kenny Yeboah. No, I like him as I don't mind him as like a waiver pickup, whatever. He didn't run a 40, which sucks because we don't know how athletic he was. But I mean, damn near 20 yards per reception in college, 77th percentile college dominator rating. It does suck that he was a 5th-year senior and kind of didn't even do much in the Ole Miss offense last year. But you could make the case that, Elijah Mitchell kind of took those slot, like, because tight end is always going to be playing, not split out in the slot, but when you're in line, you're the wide receivers in a lot of places, but Elijah Moore is always going to be the wide receiver. So, I mean, even in that scenario, he still got 27, 506. That's not terrible. Khalil Herbert, Tamarion Terry, Jamie Newman's interesting. Jamie Newman, oh my God, every time. I'm not sure if Jamie Newman got drafted. I could be wrong, though. Yeah, he went undrafted, guys. I don't know about that. To the Eagles. That's very interesting. To the Eagles. He is kind of a a super shitty version of Jalen Hurts. So Tutu Atwell, Marquez Stevenson, Shi Smith, Hunter Long, Larry Roundtree. Yeah, no, I'm not gassing a lot of these guys. Who else is on the board? Jared Dokes is someone that's very interesting. He has workhorse size on a team that doesn't have a lot of that kind of size. I mean, Malcolm Brown does. Jared Dokes, drafted 7th round, but like 5'11", 228, 4'6", that's not bad. So I would say Jared Dokes is somebody that I would be targeting here. Who else is on the board that I'd be targeting? Nothing really. Nothing really is sparking your boy's interest. So that's when you know. I mean, Kylan Hill, obviously. Jamar Jefferson as well. Very good picks. I would say like maybe Marlon Williams, maybe Demetric Felton, Kylan Hill probably. But yeah, so that's the draft, fellas. We go Fields, Terrace Marshall, Kenny Gainwell, Anthony Schwartz, Hunter Long. I feel like that's pretty strong. I feel like that's a strong end, I guess. I would kind of rather... Wish we got something better on the back end here, but that's just really all that you're teed up for here at the early second. I could have gone Trey Sermon. Wish that Nico Collins fell to us. Justin Fields at the 103. Love that every single time. Anyways, fellas, if you made it this far in the video, if you made it to the end of the rookie mock draft, let me know if you disagree with any of my picks, if you disagree with any of the takes that I spat out here. And make sure you subscribe, leave a like. Make sure you join the Discord down below so when I make these videos in the future, you can literally just join up in the Discord, hop in here, be a part of the video. I'm going to have subscriber leagues in the Discord. We're going to be doing stuff like this all off season. I'm going to be doing best ball leagues and underdog, where I just drop a link to a private draft in the Discord. And we just have a good time here, fellas. As always, you can follow me at @RonStore_ on Twitter, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Thirsty, thirsty, trying to choose. I mean, I know I'm pretty cool. My nitty bag, my kitty boots. I got the juice, I got the juice. 10 old Chatham's on.